Hello guys, welcome back to Billy's Recap. Today I'm going to show you an action superhero movie called Captain America the Winter Soldier. The story follows Steve Rogers, also known as Captain America. A few years earlier, he woke up from a deep sleep and is still trying to adjust to the modern world. You can watch my first Captain America movie recap to catch up, video link in description. He now works as an agent for S.H.I.E.L.D, helping to maintain peace in the country. Meanwhile, the government has been improving its security systems. For this, they start Project Insight, a plan to launch 3 huge helicarriers armed with weapons into the sky. These carriers use special satellites to target terrorists before they can strike, stopping threats before they even happen. However, Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D, suspects something is wrong with the project and that secrets are being kept from him. To uncover the truth, he sends Black Widow on a secret mission to steal data about Project Insight. The mission isn't easy. The satellite's data is on a heavily guarded ship. Fury arranges for pirates to attack the ship as a distraction, so Natasha can copy the files. When S.H.I.E.L.D learns about the pirate attack, they send Captain America and a team without telling them about Fury's plan. Captain America and the agents fight the pirates, while Natasha successfully copies the files. Later, when Fury tries opening the files, they are locked. This makes him even more suspicious. So he goes to a senior officer, Alexander Pierce, and asks him to delay Project Insight, but Pierce disagrees. As Fury leaves the S.H.I.E.L.D headquarters, masked men dressed as police ambush him. Though injured, Fury fights back and escapes in his car. But then, a dangerous assassin known as the Winter Soldier appears and destroys Fury's car. Fury barely survives by digging a tunnel underground to escape. Realizing Hydra is behind the attack, Fury goes to Steve Rogers' apartment and warns him that S.H.I.E.L.D has been corrupted. Suddenly, a bullet hits Fury, and he gives Steve the drive. Steve chases after the Winter Soldier and attacks him with his shield, but the assassin is no match for Steve. Before dying in the hospital, Fury tells Steve not to trust anyone. Later, Alexander Pierce questions Steve about why Fury visited him. Steve doesn't trust Pierce and refuses to answer and leaves. Then, Pierce sends his men to capture him. Steve fights them off and escapes. S.H.I.E.L.D then declares Captain America a fugitive. Steve meets with Natasha to figure out why Fury was killed and what was on the flash drive. Natasha doesn't know either, so they work together to unlock the files. The data leads them to a secret facility in New Jersey. There, they find an old computer containing the mind of Dr. Arnim Zola, a former Hydra scientist. Zola reveals that after World War II, Hydra had secretly grown inside S.H.I.E.L.D and was now using Project Insight to kill millions of people who could threaten their power. Hydra had secretly started growing again in the same place and recruited many people to join them. These people pretended to work for S.H.I.E.L.D but were actually working for Hydra's goals. Later, when Dr. Zola died, Hydra saved his brain as artificial intelligence, because he was very smart. And they needed his knowledge. Hydra saw Nick Fury as a problem because he was interfering with their plans. So, they decided to kill him. Because Project Insight is Hydra's biggest and most important mission, Dr. Zola had created a special program. Captain America and Black Widow want to know what this program does. At that point, a missile hits the place where they are, destroying it. But Steve and Natasha manage to escape. Steve and Natasha then go to their new friend Sam Wilson, who is a former military officer. He helps them and hides them in his home. Together, the 3 of them capture a Hydra agent named S.H.I.E.L.D. They question him about the Zola program. S.H.I.E.L.D reveals that the program can identify who is a threat to Hydra, both now and in the future. Project Insight isn't really for protecting people. It was created by Hydra to eliminate all their enemies. Steve, Natasha, and Sam take S.H.I.E.L.D to the S.H.I.E.L.D headquarters to stop Project Insight. However, Alexander Pierce finds out that S.H.I.E.L.D has been kidnapped. He sends the Winter Soldier to kill Captain America and his friends. The Winter Soldier arrives and first kills S.H.I.E.L.D because he had revealed secrets. Then he tries to kill Steve, Natasha and Sam. He shoots Steve with a grenade launcher, flinging him into a bus. While other armed men try to shoot Natasha and Sam, Steve and the Winter Soldier get into an intense fight. During the fight, the Winter Soldier's mask falls off and Steve recognizes him. It was Bucky Barnes, Steve's old friend from World War II. In 1945, during a mission, Bucky had fallen from a train. And everyone thought he had died, but Hydra had saved him. When Bucky fell, his arm was badly injured, so doctors gave him a metal arm. Hydra brainwashed him and turned him into a super soldier. After each mission, Hydra would freeze him in ice, which kept him from aging. When Steve sees Bucky's face, he recognizes him immediately, but Bucky doesn't remember Steve. More Hydra agents arrive and capture Steve and his friends, taking them away. However, a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent named Maria Hill helps them escape. She takes them to a secret hideout where Nick Fury is hiding. This makes them surprised finding out he faked his death. Together, they make a plan to stop Project Insight. Nick Fury had created 3 special chips that could help them take control of the helicarriers. Steve hopes they can destroy the carriers without killing anyone. But Fury knows this mission might end S.H.I.E.L.D. forever. Steve puts on his old Captain America uniform, and Sam wears his military Falcon suit. They go to the S.H.I.E.L.D. base and use the PA system to tell everyone that Hydra has taken over S.H.I.E.L.D. and what Project Insight is really for. When people at S.H.I.E.L.D. hear Captain America's message, Hydra agents start fighting against the loyal S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, forcing them to launch the helicarriers. Since Hydra has more people, they launch the helicarriers anyway. Steve and Sam begin placing the chips on the carriers to stop them. Meanwhile, Steve and Sam have successfully placed control chips on 2 of the 3 helicarriers. However, the Winter Soldier destroys Sam's Falcon suit, making it difficult to plant the last chip. Meanwhile, the World Security Council arrives at their headquarters to oversee the launch of Project Insight. Alexander Pierce, secretly a Hydra leader, tries to kill them when they question his plans. But Black Widow has disguised herself as one of the council members and saves them. She then hacks into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s main computer and starts uploading all of Hydra's secret files onto the internet, exposing their true plans to the world. To complete the upload, she needs approval from 2 senior S.H.I.E.L.D. officials. That's when Nick Fury appears and uses his and Pierce's biometric passwords to unlock the system. All of Hydra's secrets are now public. Enraged, Pierce kills the remaining council members and tries to escape with Natasha, but Fury shoots him instead. At the same time, Hydra uses Zola's algorithm to target millions of innocent people, ready to kill them all. Suddenly, the Winter Soldier arrives and starts fighting Steve. Just in time, Captain America manages to place the final chip. Now, all 3 helicarriers are under their control. Agent Hill remotely turns the carriers against each other, making them fire at one another until they explode and crash into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s headquarters, destroying everything. Steve and Bucky are still trapped in the falling wreckage. Bucky, still brainwashed, is determined to complete his mission and kill Steve. But deep down, he hesitates. Some part of him remembers their friendship. As the last helicarrier crashes into a river, Steve is knocked unconscious. Bucky, despite his programming, pulls Steve to safety before disappearing into the shadows. After recovering in the hospital, Steve learns that Hydra's agents are being arrested worldwide. Nick Fury, still presumed dead, decides to stay hidden while hunting down the remaining Hydra leaders. Steve, now with Sam's help, begins searching for Bucky, believing he can still save his old friend and restore his memories. Finally, we see Bucky at a museum, staring at his own past in an exhibit about Captain America. Though still lost and confused, he's beginning to remember who he truly is. This is the end. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time.